joining us now is Gazelle Sharmahd. She is a German-Iranian human rights activist and daughter of Jamshid Sharmahd, who was in fact executed by the Iranian government. Before I bring in Gazelle, let's try and understand the choke point that we are looking at, which is now the Hormuz Strait, which is actually choked or blocked. So let's try and look at this map, Geeta. So this is the entire GCC that we are looking at, Geeta. The Strait of Hormuz has now been choked or blocked. So now what happens?
Okay, so this is the entire peninsula, the Arab Peninsula. And why is it important is because the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman, this is where the GCC countries, like you said, Maria, are. And all the oil flows from here, through here, and this is where the Strait of Hormuz is. This little sliver that you see of water body is where the ships really come out from.
It's around 30 kilometers.
Iran controls it.
Yes.
So Iran has blocked the Strait of Hormuz. There's no oil coming in from here. The Houthis have threatened the entire Bab-el-Mandab, which is the Red Sea. So the two very important choke points or straits that actually let tankers and ships out to the whole world are choked, blocked, and we could be seeing the ripple effect of that in days to come.
Help us understand, when there was that 12-day war, it did not really spill on to the West Asia. At that time, the movement of the oil ships and all were continuing.
They were, but back then also, the threat was of Strait of Hormuz. And everybody said, if this war continues, Iran will choke Strait of Hormuz. And during the 12-day war, the Houthis did take on the Red Sea and Bab-el-Mandab. And there was hardly any ship that had an American flag, Israeli flag, or any company or shipping company that supported Israel or was part of the American economic structure, were not allowed in. And this is where Israel is. This is where Israel is. So for all the transport, for all the shipment that they need after Gaza shuts down, this is where they get all their shipments from. So for this entire region, the Red Sea, the Persian Gulf, Strait of Hormuz, Bab-el-Mandab. These are areas that are important. And during the 12-day war, because it was very specific, there were attacks, they were very specific, and they were Israel versus Iran, nothing had spilled over, is the reason why it was contained. And the fear was Iran is going to use the Strait of Hormuz to ensure that there's pressure. And the pressure did come about.
Okay, so that's why the role of Qatar becomes important, because Qatar could be the deal maker or ensuring...
Qatar and Oman.
Qatar and Oman.
So
because
Oman was the mediator.
That's right.
Oman is the only country, if you see, that is outside of this strait. So this is a country that can still do business. You can still do business. But you cannot get your oil all through like this. It's the easier way is always doing, the ships coming through the Persian Gulf. And that's not going to happen. So yeah, it's a huge...
So as we explain this choke point, let me bring in Gazelle again. Gazelle, my question certainly would be to you that we are witnessing an Iranian aggression as well, and they have involved and started targeting ports, other infrastructure, crucial military assets of US in other parts of West Asia. The question is, did the Iranians also get the sentiment that the reaction could be very different from what, the Iranians who are outside Iran have been thinking, that there would be some kind of uprising on the streets and the regime change would be smooth?
First of all, let me correct. When you say Iranians, I think you're talking about the Islamic regime, which is not Iranian. This is an Arab Islamic occupation of the soil of Iran to erase Iranians. So we have to differentiate between the Iranian people who wanted liberation, who are so excited right now that after 47 years of war with this Islamic regime, they finally have allies on their side, military allies that are going against the military of this Islamic regime that has been raping and killing and